Speaking of Elon, though, we saw Elon a bunch of times. Sorry if you're just hopping onto this segment. I got a little rowdy. I look a little disheveled now in our last segment. But as we previously discussed, Elon Musk now has the claim to fame that he's in the Epstein files. I guess I got hair in my mouth too. Wow. We really got crazy. You got to find that segment if you're watching YouTube videos. And he's now responded. He has now responded to the reporting that we went over just a couple of days ago about the latest disclosure relating to, in this case, it was an Epstein schedule and Musk's name appearing on that schedule. At this point in time, that's all we know. And we're not making claims beyond that. But this was way too late on the timeline, I think, to claim ignorance about what Epstein was doing. But here was the reporting, and then I'll show you Musk's response. Musk, Peter Thiel, and Steve Bannon. Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, and Steve Bannon are all named in copies of Jeffrey Epstein's daily schedules released Friday by Democrats. Now, here's a problem I have, because I've told you I'm very clear about not doing this guilt by association thing until you have just cause to at least have a justification for judgment because of the time, how late in the game some of these people were still associating with Epstein. The schedules make reference to Musk possibly flying to an island. We don't know which island, just an island. Maybe it was the Galapagos, I don't know, in 2014. And Thiel and Bannon apparently dining with Epstein as recently as 2017 and 2019. So 2014, to me, I get that still people didn't exactly know this, that, and Epstein had all these powerful friends and associates, and you're not going to say all of those people did something wrong, or even that they all knew. But like the sweetheart agreement that was made that allowed Epstein to get away with this for so long. Thus, the first time prosecution or the potential of it was brought against him was 2006. And so 2014, they're saying, is the Musk Epstein island or an island trip still happening? Which was the specific notes here. And again, the biggest takeaway is, from all you can tell here, is just a yet another reminder of how the percentage of powerful people who had some association friendship with him, met with him. He really was running in all the most powerful circles. And that's why it's so important to get clarity on who just, I didn't take it seriously enough, the allegations I'd heard swirling, and I just was trying to do a business deal. Decipher those people from anyone who could have been involved. That's why full transparency is necessary that the Trump White House is currently blocking. So this is the schedule, daily schedule. This is Monday, November 27th, 2017. That's where Reed Weingarten, breakfast, Peter Thiel, lunch, different things, no other names on that sheet. And then this is Saturday, February 16th, 2019, 7 a.m. breakfast with Steve Bannon. Or 2019. 2019. Steve Bannon, breakfast. That was... now I feel like I'm going crazy. Is my timeline off? How would they not have known? So you get the point. That was the reporting that we already did. We eventually get to the little entry about Musk, where it says, maybe we can see it. You could put this up. Jaden, Elon Musk to island December 6th. Is this still happening? Then, and I gave Democrats credit for this as well, made disclosures about Democrats to Clinton and his associations. And that's something that we've also known about. This isn't a partisan issue, but we do have, and we'll focus in just for now on Musk because of him responding. Musk responding to this Sky News headline that says Elon Musk and Prince Andrew named in latest Epstein files release. And Musk says, shame on Sky News for this utterly misleading headline. Anyone pushing this false narrative deserves complete contempt. Epstein tried to get me to his island and I refused. Yet they named me even before Prince Andrew, who did visit. And that's what the community note also said. While both names appear, the circumstances are vastly different. Elon's name appeared as a possible schedule item in question only. Prince Andrew appears on Epstein flight logs and settled a related civil case regarding sexual misconduct. And there is a difference. Oh my gosh. Yeah, of course. And I think it's perfectly fine to make that discernment on the part of Musk. I don't think that the headline is utterly wrong, because this is in the latest document release. It didn't say it went to the island. The latest document release, they put the most prominent name, at least to American viewers, even though this guy is American, but first, and then Prince Andrew, who is way more, from all we can tell, immersed in that world, and that is fair to stipulate. But it did just say, is this still happening? It said, is this still happening? So, and he's saying he didn't end up going. And then on the topic of the Epstein files, I thought that Jake Tapper's reporting on this was fascinating. Trump decided and posted on Truth Social, he's releasing the files, but maybe not the files you're thinking of.
We're doing a special on free speech.
By the way, while you watch this, please do, if you appreciate the show, click the subscribe button. It's free. It supports the work that we do, and it helps us algorithmically. And millions of people watch this show who aren't yet subscribed. If you do that, make all the difference.
That's going to air Sunday night at 9. I was talking to the guy one of the guys who runs FIRE, which is a free speech organization, and he said this is a perfect example of the Streisand effect. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but the Streisand effect is Barbara Streisand was trying to keep her Malibu home off of maps. And because she was trying to do that, legendarily, she brought more attention to the location of her home. And it's a perfect example because President Trump said to the country, basically, you can't watch this. I don't want you to watch this. And he got these incredible ratings.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't look at my necktie right now. Please don't look at my necktie
I'm capable.
Yeah, everyone is going to look at my necktie. And thank you very much. But that's exactly it. By attempting to silence it, they drew more attention to it. It backfired.
Yeah, they didn't do what they did with the Epstein files, which is try to divert.
Although, I don't know if you knew this, but President Trump, this is true. This is not a joke. President Trump just posted on Truth Social that he's going to release the files related to Amelia Earhart. I'm not joking. So he's in the E's. As long as you're in the E's, Mr. President, and there's some other files in the E file. Several well-known.
Well, have you thought of this? So Amelia Earhart, the mystery of Amelia Earhart is that she was a pilot, legendary, and her plane disappeared, and it was never found during this long flight. And the FBI, I guess, has some documents on that, and so Trump's going to disclose. And maybe she took the Epstein files with her? Is that how it's relevant? Maybe she took them, and so then the plane disappeared? Does that timeline make any sense based on when Earhart disappeared? No. But maybe, time travel. Maybe she went through, like, a time warp, got the files, then took them to. Some people suspected maybe. I just briefly read up. I didn't know a ton. You could put that back up, Jaden, here for a second. I was just reading up. Yeah, the assumption is that they ran out of fuel or something and then went down to the ocean. But some say, what if she made it to an island and was living there? And maybe she took it to an island, and she just has stacks of documents like Trump had in his bathroom. I've been asked by many people, he wrote, about the life and times of Amelia Earhart. Such an interesting story. And when I consider declassifying and releasing everything about her, in particular, her last fatal flight. She was an aviation pioneer, the first woman, and then goes through details about her. 90 years ago, has captivated millions. I'm ordering my administration to declassify and release all government records related to Amelia Earhart, her final trip, and everything else about her. Thank you for attending to this matter. And then in all caps, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. That is such, it's like he knows exactly how to get everyone talking about the Epstein files again. To go, I'm releasing the files on Amelia Earhart. I love how Tapper said, while you're in the E's, Earhart, while you're in the E's, maybe you grab some of those other ones. I've gotten word she stole the files 90 years ago. Wow, what a story. So interesting, so vicious, so beautiful, as he said about Gettysburg. So beautiful, so captivating and disgusting and beautiful. Trump agrees to release files in weird Friday night news dump. No, not the Epstein files. That's one of the headlines that came of it. And then his social media activity got even weirder. He posted and then deleted an AI video that promotes like this right-wing conspiracy of magical med beds. Trump deletes wild AI video he shared in which he promoted a what is wrong with our president? He promoted a magic med bed that cures diseases and regrows limbs. Let me give you the context, and then we'll look at the video itself. Some on the extreme right have promoted the conspiracy theory that the U.S. military has med beds, which can cure any disease and even regrow missing limbs. According to some versions of the conspiracy theory, liberal billionaires have kept the revolutionary beds from the public. Many who believe the theory think Trump will make the technology available widely now that he's back in office. And then Trump posted this, which is AI depicting Laura Trump, his daughter-in-law, reporting on Trump, and then an AI video of Trump announcing these med beds that comes from a right-wing conspiracy that the liberal billionaires have kept this secret technology that can regrow limbs and make Trump's penis larger. What? And all of these amazing things, but they haven't released it to the public.
Breaking now, President Donald J. Trump has announced a historic new healthcare system, the launch of America's first medbed hospitals and a national medbed card for every citizen.
Every American will soon receive their own medbed card. With it, you'll have guaranteed access to our new hospitals led by the top doctors in the nation, equipped with the most advanced technology in the world. These facilities are safe, modern, and designed to restore every citizen to full health and strength. This is the beginning of a new era in American healthcare.
In this first phase, only a limited number of medbed cards will be released. Registration details will be announced very soon. Breaking now.
Do you think that Trump really get into his head? He was scrolling through social, he saw this video, and he reposted it. Do you think he saw it and thought, yes, I did do that? Oh, wow. I totally forgot that I did the medbed thing. Oh, this is great. Good for me. Is that how this went? Or was it like aspirational? I think it's connected to the QAnon world in some way. Trump tonight appears to have pushed the false medbed conspiracy theory. Then, I think we covered this yesterday, but he posted about the lie that it was proven that the FBI had a bunch of plainclothed FBI agents in the crowd on January 6th to incite the riot to sort of frame Trump supporters. And in reality, when you go look like a normal adult would at the documents that are cited in the reporting that they published, not the FBI, the right-wing accounts published something from the FBI, but in the FBI document, it demonstrates exactly what you would expect, which is the 274 number is the number of people who responded to all of the attacks on that day. So, like, hey, go respond. Oh my gosh, there's a bomb threat over here. Go there. Oh my gosh, people are storming the Capitol. Go there. Not in the crowd to incite people. But Trump posted that, and then Kash Patel, this headline indicates, had to contradict it. Oof. Even Kash Patel couldn't push it. Now, going back quickly to the Epstein issue, Tara Palmieri, who does a bunch of great reporting on this, said the Supreme Court will decide Monday if Ghislaine Maxwell gets an appeal. If she wins, she walks no retrial because of Alex Acosta's sweetheart deal with Jeffrey Epstein, the non-prosecution agreement. She's arguing that she shouldn't have been prosecuted this time around. And while you would think that the case would fail and her appeal would fail, we're in this dystopian world right now where she got a great deal being moved to this cushy prison by the Trump administration. Who knows? I normally would go, I don't even have to worry about that. Obviously, that's not going to succeed. But in this wonky, twisted world we're in, you just never know.
The Supreme Court will decide on Monday. They have a scheduled private conference to consider Ghislaine Maxwell's appeal. And I'm just wondering, what are the chances that they'll even take this up? That they'll look at her case again?
So I did a dive on this, and I wrote a piece a few weeks ago for New York Magazine. I would say it's unlikely they'll take it, but substantially more likely than the average case. So I'm not sure people understand this. You don't have an automatic right to go to the Supreme Court. Nobody does. Even Trump says, I'm going to the Supreme Court. The president doesn't have. It's up to the U.S. Supreme Court which cases they take. You'll hear the word certiorari, and that basically means, will the court take the case? Will the court grant review? If you look at the data, the Supreme Court in recent years takes 2 to 3% of all cases. percentage.
Wow.
So yes, a tiny fraction.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's really, really low. And so even if you say Ghislaine Maxwell has 10 times that average chance, she's at 20 to 30. And I think that's about where I would peg it, 20 to 30% chance if I had to put a number on it.
Crazy times. Crazy times. So hopefully that fails, obviously.